Hi there and welcome back. This is our second video. So if you haven't seen our first video, why not check it out in the playlist, because that's where we've used this mould that Wayne is showing you now. Beautiful, beautiful pieces that he made with that. So in today's video, we're going to show you how to use these moulds that he's showing you now. They're gorgeous. Gorgeous moulds. Now you're going to find out what that long tube stopper thing is for very, very soon. Everything we've used in today's video will be shown in the description box below. There we go. So we're going to use some of these things, if not all of them, in this video. These are the earth inspired tints from Joules at Resin Joules. Sorry, I forgot there for a moment there. We're not going to use, I don't think we use that. I don't know if we use the mica powders or not actually, but yeah, sorry, I have to excuse me for that. I'm a bit forgetful. So this is the first mould. Now these, in case you haven't already realised and haven't noticed the thumbnail, big spoiler alert there, is to make some Christmas decoration lights. So we've never done this before, ever. Never made lights, hadn't thought about it, but saw this mould and thought, we have to give this a go. Now this mould is from Into Resin, as well as the other mould we showed you at the beginning is also from Into Resin. I'm not sure if they still have them, but if they haven't, I'm sure that you'll be able to source similar either from them as the supplier or online from, you know, your usual online stockists and so on. But he's just applying this beautiful tint. Now this is not a mica powder or a glitter, this is a tint. And it's a stunning, look at that beautiful green. Now, you may be thinking, are you going to put black resin in these? The answer is no, because Wayne didn't want it to block out the light effect that you need, because obviously you need light to be able to go through it. And he just didn't think it would look right. Now, obviously, what you must do whenever you're using tints or mica powders or metallic powders or glitters is once you've finished brushing it onto your mould, turn it up the side down and just give it a tap just to get rid of any loose little bits there. Ooh, like he's got just there. But this is a gorgeous colour, red. Ooh, there we go. Now I think that one, the red, is actually from the haul that we got from them. It's either from the Halloween Scoops haul that we bought from Jules at Resin Joules and Helena at Resin Detra Supplies, or it was part of the Skulls kit that we bought from Jules. And if you haven't seen those videos, why not check out our playlist and have a little look. So there we go. Look, it goes on so well. It's beautiful. Has everybody got the Christmas spirit yet or not? Still too early for some of you, possibly. It is, I must admit, it is a bit early for us, but in order to get videos out so that people, so that all of our watchers have a chance to use this as some inspiration, perhaps to have a go at making things for yourself or to give you ideas, we start uploading them in November. I know it's early. And I know some of you guys out there in the States, in the USA, haven't had your Thanksgiving yet either. That's something we don't celebrate Thanksgiving actually over here. I think the equivalent probably would have been a harvest festival, but that's more a religious ceremony over here than an actual like holiday, like festive holiday. But anyway, getting back to the video here. So sorry, you got quite the close up there of Wayne's hands. Apologies. But you've probably seen us do this technique in lots of previous videos that we've done, where we're just using a little dry bristled brush, dipping it in your mica powder, your glitter, your tint, whatever you're using, and then just dusting it onto the mould. Just making sure that it is thoroughly worked onto the surface of the mould, and then turning the mould over and giving it a gentle tap just to get rid of any excess that you don't want there. So yeah, this is he's using the darker from one of the shades, I think, there, from the earth inspired tints. Look at that. That's so reflective and glittery. And it's amazing actually how it looks one colour in one light, and then when you put direct light onto it, it looks a totally different colour. So he's just trying to pack on as much as possible as he can. I think he's gone for a bluey colour, but it looks more green in the light, doesn't it? yeah. We did actually see Jules do a demo of these beautiful tints. This is, as I said, the Earth series, I think they're called. And they're just stunning. All of them are absolutely stunning. We've also used them to make, if you've seen our carousel video, some of the little horses that we made for the carousel were made using some of these tints as well. So we've just moved on to the next mould. This is a round one. I think this one's also got snowmen in it. This looks like the snowman family, or snowmen family. So yeah, he's just carefully putting it on in the sections of the mould where he wants to put it. Of course, as I've said before, you don't have to be this particular if you don't want to be. You can just dust it all over in one colour. And then what you could do, if you just wanted to do the whole thing in white, maybe do the snowman bodies in white and the snow underneath them in white, and then fill the whole thing. So do it like that. Maybe brush it with white mica, or yeah, brush it with white mica, and then perhaps back the whole thing in black, and then the sky would be black, wouldn't it? Or you could do blue. Then once you demold it, you could then go over all the raised detail parts, or the, like you can see there, of the mouths and the nose and the eyes and the scarves and the hats. You could outline those perhaps in like a very fine gold pen or paint, if you've got a nice steady hand and a thin enough brush. But you could do that then. Look at that. Or maybe use one of the glass relief tubes that you've seen. I mean, we've used those a few times in our videos now to create outlines. You could maybe use those as well. Look, these are gorgeous. Again, you don't have to use these as lights. You can just put a piece of tape over the top part or the bottom part where the stopper is, which is where the light would go in. So the very top there. You could put a piece of tape over that, and then what you could do is fill them with resin of your choice and colour theme, and then once you then demold them and you've done your decorating bits and so on, you could very carefully drill a hole through the top part, and then you could thread through the cord or ribbon, and you could use them as for hanging tree decorations, or to put on garlands, or for general interior decor during the festive season. It's, there's lots of options. You don't have to use them just for lights if you don't want to. So there we go. So look at that. Oh, the red for the Father Christmas themed one here in his suit with the brown belt. He's doing a lot of detail on this, is Wayne. He does go back and just clean them up a bit as well. I don't know if he actually shows us that in the video. But these are stunning. The red with the gold. Wow. Now that gold is metallic powder. That much I can tell you. You can of course use mica powder if you want to, but that's metallic powder. And here we go again. What's he going to do with the next one? Oh, back to the round one. They are stunning. There's so much detail in these moulds. They look very simple, but there's a lot of detail. And sometimes all you need is a simple idea with a bit of detail, but if it's done well, the overall effect, the finished effect will look stunning. I can't get over how these look, these powders and tints, when the light hits them. I mean, they're already shiny as it is when you've got them on flat, but then when you tilt them slightly and the light catches, it's just beautiful. So we've zoomed out a bit here now, and Wayne is just applying some of the metallic powder there to the snowman. So it looks like we've got a Santa Claus or Father Christmas, a round bauble with a snowman, another version of the snowman himself there, and then we've got a star, and there was a Christmas tree as well. I think there's only 5, but here's the star. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Really, really stunning. You could just do all of these as gold, and then, you know, with the raised parts as gold, clean it up, and then just backfill everything with white, with pure white resin. Or maybe white resin with a little bit of glitter in it, perhaps, a bit of sparkle. Oh, look at the reindeer. Oh, well, that's just beautiful. Now, the only thing with this one is the fact that because you're putting metallic powder when it goes on moulds usually is quite a colour. I don't think at this point very much light is going to show through this when he puts the light in. But it might. You never know. You never know. It might. So just doing a red outline for the star. Now, it can be quite difficult to get the outlines crisp, but to be honest with you, if you've got a little bit of gold smudging in with the red or red smudging in with the gold, I honestly don't think it's going to detract from this. It's beautiful. After all, don't forget, these are one-of-a-kind pieces. They're handmade, uniquely handmade by you, and your effort and your design capabilities and your creativeness. So if you do decide to make these and then try and sell them, do emphasize that when you're selling things, is that, you know, they are one-off, and yes, they will come with slight imperfections because they are handmade. They're not mass produced. Also, just to remember that as when you're pricing things up, don't forget, don't undersell the creation you've made. Always make sure that, you know, handmade doesn't means, you know, it's someone spent the time and effort to create this, to think about the colours, to design it, to make it, the effort in making it and thinking about all those things. And don't forget your time as well. Even if it's like, if you're like us, it's your hobby, it's still your time. So, you know, ignore it if you get people commenting saying, oh, that's expensive. Or, you know, I could do that. Or, well, okay, then you have a go. You go and do that. You buy the products, you do it. See how yours comes out. And if it comes out like ours, the same sort of standard, well, then great. But if it doesn't, well, you know, maybe you should have bought at the time when you had the opportunity. But anyway, I'm going to stop going on about that now. So Wayne's finished doing that one now. He's just tapping the mould onto a bit of kitchen roll there. As you can see, look, he's got a few places where the gold has just gone over and mixed in. Now, he could have gone in with a wet wipe or a bit of isopropyl alcohol on a cotton wool bud and cleaned it up. But, you know, things to know for the future. So he's mixed up some T-Expert resin. It's our brand of choice. It's a 1-to-1 mixing ratio. He's kept it clear, but he's going to add in some of this glitter now. This is what I refer to in our videos as the magic glitter. So it looks very white in the pot itself, and then when you mix it in with resin, depending on the amount of resin that you're mixing it into, it goes either clear or slightly cloudy or milky like this has, but it's got pops of, can you see that glitter? It's slightly holographic. Now, please excuse what you can see in the top left-hand corner there. That's from our previous video. Go and look at our previous video. Go and give that a view if you haven't watched it before. So he's got the first mould here. This is the round one with the, I think it's got the snowman family in it. Has it got the snowman family? And he's put, now that's a little silicone tube or bung, I'm going to call it, into the top of the mould. Now this creates the space you need to put the light in it. And there you are, he's just going round the edge with a micro brush just to disperse any little bubbles that may have got caught up in there. Here's Father Christmas. Oh, I love, he's got a little white glitter beard. Very sweet. So there we go, just carefully pouring it in. I do love this glitter in the resin. It's gorgeous. There we go. Almost done. So pouring it in up to the top, it should cover those bungs where you can see at the top there, which is what was going to create the space for the light, the little light to go in. The lights were bought with the mould. It was part of a set. But I'm sure that if you research it, you'll be able to get them separately as well. So here we go with the star. Lovely deep red colour that is. Would look just as good if you used a real deep emerald green So just carefully pouring in the resin, filling up each of the moulds, then putting them to one side. Oh, here is the reindeer again. Gorgeous. You could give him little gold hooves. You could give him a bright red nose if you wanted to. But look at that. So can you see how the metallic powder has already started to come away a little bit, perhaps, and just mix with the resin slightly? That's absolutely okay. It's fine. So there goes, just again using the micro brush just to persuade the resin down to the edges, to the sides, all around the mould there, making sure it's all thoroughly coated and exactly where it needs to be, and then just topping it up to the top of the mould, putting it to one side. Have we got any more that he needs to do? Ah, Mr. Snowman. Looks like he's got a broom there, doesn't it? Maybe he's sweeping away all the snow, ready for Father Christmas and Rudolph to come and visit, perhaps. There we go. So that's that one. So this is a good 24 hours later. We did wait the whole 24 hours. Now he's just demoulding there. Now it just literally pulled that bung out. That did take a lot more effort than what it looked like it did, but it does take a little bit more effort. Look at that. Look at all the glitter. Wow. So that was a snowman family. This is a snowman on his own with his broom or his brush. So you just demould it like that, and then you pull, and then pull really firmly, and the bung will come out. Look at that. Well, that looks beautiful. As I said, you could go over and just draw in on the top there using a black pen, a very fine nib, acrylic pen perhaps, or something, just to give outline to the details there. And this is a Christmas tree. This one looks lovely. Now you don't have to use all these different moulds. You could just have it all with trees. You could have lots of different coloured trees if you wanted to, or you could use the reindeer and just have all reindeer. You could have them in the bronze, the copper, the gold, the silvers, glitter ones. They look beautiful. Look at that tree. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous, that. And here we have Father Christmas. These moulds are very, very flexible. Do be careful when you are demoulding this, because these moulds are a bit thinner than usual. So obviously don't be too what can I say? Don't just go careful. Do it gently. So they don't rip or anything like that. So there we are. I'm sure there's lots of other moulds that have a similar sort of idea and project out there on the market. If you know of any, why not let us know in the comments? And because but let's share tips and ideas and resources. Look at that. Now I do like that. So obviously you can see a bit where the gold's mixed in with the red, and yeah, as I said, he could have gone back and cleaned it up a little bit, but it's okay. So this is the reindeer, and he demoulded that one. That was very easy to do. Now the lights. Now it didn't come with any instructions. And when we went back to look on the website, we couldn't find it, but we did research to see if UV resin was okay to use as glue with these kinds of lights, and it is. So all Wayne's done is literally put the light piece in. We did switch the lights on first. They're battery operated. We did switch them on first to make sure they work. They did. And then all he's done is put the light down into it, a little bit of UV resin on top, and then cured it with the light. So here we go with the... Sorry, this has been sped up a bit. So he's put the light in. He's just put a bit of UV resin and then used the UV torch that we've got to cure it. Just held it there for a little while. Probably about a minute or so, just to make sure it's thoroughly cured, which it is. There we go, little test, little tug, just to see if it was holding firm, which it is. And now he's doing the snowman, same process. If you want to wear gloves whilst doing this, you can, of course. Wayne chose not to on this occasion. So yeah, he's just cured that one in there nice and tight. And there you go, you've got 6 there. I think the string of lights that we had, and look, that's them with on. They look beautiful. Really lovely. The only one that isn't a real warm glow is the reindeer, and that's because it's got a lot of metallic powder over the surface of the inside of the mould. Now, Wayne decided he'd have a go at seeing what they look like if you just decorate the edges. It's what he's thinking of doing. So I think he's only going to show you one that he does, and he's using our favourite pens to do this kind of thing with, and that's the Deco Colour. We get these from a company called U Studio. Their link will be in the description box, but you can also get them from Amazon. It's just if we get them from Amazon in the UK, we then have a 3-week delivery date lead time on them, and you know, we'd rather get them within about 2 or 3 days. So we found somewhere else that we can get them from, which is the link that we'll provide you with in the description box. So he is just colouring over there. This bit's been sped up. Obviously, take your time when doing this. It may take a couple of coats to do it. That's the only other thing I would say, is it may take a couple of coats to actually get good even coverage. And you'll be able to tell if you've got good even coverage if you pop the light on and you can look at the sides, and if it's all one solid colour, then great. Can you see there? He's not got a solid colour of silver, so he is going to have to go back over and put another coat over those, because otherwise that's not going to be, you know, it's just not going to be finished. It's not going to look right. It's going to look very patchy. But it does frame it nicely, which is lovely. So here is the finishing shot, or one of them. This is without the lights on. They look gorgeous. He put some gold on the edge of the tree. He left the snowman as it was. I think what he's done is he's only edged some of them, which is fine, absolutely fine. And there we go. We've just got them hanging from, I think that's a camera arm actually. And here they are with the lights on. They're beautiful. It's a beautiful, warm, orangey, yellowy glow to them. They all look stunning, really, really stunning. And then obviously then there's the reindeer at the end there. Sorry, it's not a particularly brilliant shot of the reindeer. But thank you ever so much for watching. Hopefully you'll tune in again. We've got another Christmas one coming soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.